Hey guys, welcome back to Through the Life podcast. It's Stillness.
And Naila.
And we're back with yet another episode, guys. And I got my notebook. That's how you know it's real.
I got my notes on my phone.
You're a digital girly.
I can't write. You know I got carpal tunnel. I can't be doing all that. when you reach my age,
Naila acts like she's so old, guys. She's literally 25.
listen, I've been through a lot physically. Okay, I've broken a knee, and I have carpal tunnel in both hands. All right.
She really acts like she's like 50, guys. Like she's literally 25. I don't know.
Whatever.
I'm just here for vibes. Anyways, so today we're back with another episode, and this episode I'm excited about because I think it's something that I'm sitting in, like presently, like I'm learning, and it's something that I admire about a lot of people, especially like Lizzie and Naila.
Ooh, thanks for the shout out.
And it's because I'll say this, like Lizzie and Naila know how to be still, and it's something that I just never knew how to do, and I feel like it probably stems from upbringing, like always being on the go, always have so many things to do. Like it's definitely is rooted in something. Mm-hmm. It could be ADHD as well, but I don't know how to be still. But this year, like the way life has happened, like I'm really just studying like Lizzie and Naila, and they pour into me and teach me how to do that because it's a powerful thing to learn. Yeah. Stillness, a quiet spirit.
Yeah.
Tell us, how did you learn this?
I think like I've just always been this way, especially from my childhood, like my upbringing, like especially when I was a kid, like my family, like my older family members, they would always say like, when we came to visit you, you would never talk to us, and you always come off like stuck up, right? I was like 4 years old, bro.
Wow.
But my mom would always say, no, she doesn't know you like that, so she's not going to talk to you. My mom always stood up for me.
Thank
it's
you,
just
Auntie. Like, thank you, Auntie.
She said she does not know you like that, she's not talking to you. And that's just how I've always been. Like, no matter where I'm at, like, I don't just go up to talk to anybody, because I'm all about energy as well. Like, if my spirit tells me no, then no. Like, I can't talk to you. And me, as I've gotten older, like, and especially even from high school, like, I've always just, like, sat with myself, yes, like, spiritually. Like, I like my alone time. I love it. I think everybody deserves a alone time, really. I just love dwelling in my own space and just being still. I like to just take my time to just be with myself, right? And when I'm with myself, I'm just with God as well. So that's how I practice stillness. Sometimes, like, you know, I won't text them every day, right? I think that's just me. Like, sometimes I can't do that. Or if someone calls me, if I don't want to answer the phone, I'm not answering it. And that's something that my mom struggles with. Like, she will get a phone call and be complaining about it, and then she's like, I have to pick this up though. I'm like, no, you don't. You can literally watch it. This is what I do. Click, click. Like, bro.
That's what? Crazy, because I feel like she be doing that to me.
No way. No, when Lenise be calling me, I never answer it, but I be gone. Like, I'll be away from my phone.
Yeah,
so that's
she has to really be away from it.
Yeah, but like, if someone calls me, whether it's family or anybody, like, if I really don't want to talk, I just won't talk. Like, you cannot force yourself to do something you're not comfortable with and then do it and be mad that you did it. You just can't do that. You all have a choice.
At me next time.
Dang.
It's me. It's me that she's talking about.
It's me.
I'm the problem. It's me.
Shout out to Taylor Swift, bro.
Is that Taylor?
Yeah, bro. That's Taylor.
But yeah, that's me. That was the girl she was talking about. That was me. Like, I will go the extra mile. And I remember, like, I would have these conversations with Lizzie, and I'll be like, Lizzie, like, I hate this. Like, I hate that I'm this way. I hate that I go this extra mile for people. And she was like, well, that's who you are. But when she said that, I was like, yeah, gee, thanks, Liz. But it's like, what am I supposed to do with that? And because she said that, I've learned to realize that is who I am. But how are you going to manage that? How do you maintain that? How do you make it healthy? Don't overcompensate. Be still. Don't overdo it. Just be still. You know, and I think that now that I'm getting older, I'm realizing the beauty of stillness, the beauty in peace, the beauty of just watching and observing. Because we try to insert ourselves in situations and it never does us justice. Think about a time you inserted yourself and what did it do for you?
Absolutely nothing.
Absolutely nothing.
It actually did worse.
It just caused you stress. Unnecessary stress. For no reason. And this stems, like, I think for me, this stems from not really knowing who I was, like, in middle school and high school, following the wrong crowd, having to feel like I had to be somebody to kind of fit in a specific crew, specific friend group. And I remember, like, I don't think I've ever told anybody this, so this is, like, tea.
Okay.
I remember in high school, like, my junior year, there was a teacher, he was our favorite teacher, all of us. And
I think I know.
yeah, he was like, Lenise, when you're around specific people, you act so different. You're not that. That's not who you are. When you're away from them, you're so quiet. It was him that said it first. Another teacher said it first. A principal told it to me. And then that was like I think it was actually my senior year. Because my senior year, I was just kind of in my tolerating phase until I was ready to go to college and kind of just break free. But they kept telling me that. They were like, this is not who you are. You're actually like a very quiet person. You're actually very genuine. Why do you act like that? And I didn't know what to say.
And you know what? Because I remember you telling me that. And it's weird because we went to the same school, obviously. But if I was just with Lenise privately in high school, like, yeah, you would be different with me than if we were with a different group of people. And I noticed that too. I'm like, this is like, you act so different when like we're together though. Like,
right. And it's
know?
true. Like, if teachers are saying this to me, then it has to be true. It has to be. And it was because I was struggling with identity. I didn't know how to like just not be in the mix. That was all I knew. And it got me in trouble. It got me in trouble with the principal. It got me having a bad reputation. Like, it really got me in trouble, but I was choosing to do that, right? I'll take accountability for it. I was choosing to engage with people that did not fulfill me at all, and it costed me a reputation, but God is so good that people still saw me.
Yes. I definitely saw your true self when I was just with you.
Yeah.
And that translated when we went into college as well. So.
And still, like, I think in college, like, there was still chaos.
Yeah.
Still a lot of chaos. Granted, like, we wasn't doing nothing crazy, because it was us. It was the core girls, but I think it was more with relationships.
Okay.
That I couldn't be still. I always had to, like, be doing something. I always gotta be on the go, or I gotta be that extra hand or extend myself in some way, somehow. And I don't understand why, but I'm in therapy to learn why. But the beauty behind the stillness is something I'm, like, literally obsessed with.
So you enjoy it?
I love it.
That's good.
Had I had this desire, I would have saved myself from so many things.
It's peaceful, isn't it?
It's so peaceful. It's so, you can't stop a storm coming. We can't stop the rain. We can't stop the chaos. We can't stop how people feel. Let them be.
Hey, I respect it. And I think that's really just setting boundaries, you know?
Yep.
Like, even like when you said, like, Lizzie said, like, that's just who you are, it's not necessarily a bad thing, because you're just a good person. You like to help people as much as you can, which is a good trait to have, obviously. But it comes to a point where people are draining you of your light, or they are taking advantage of your light. So when it comes to that instance, you have no choice but to set a boundary. And that could be with anybody. That could be with your family. Yes, your own family. It could be with friends. It could even be with whoever you have a romantic relationship with. Even at work, you gotta set boundaries.
So heavy on work. Heavy on work. Yes, in every area you have to set boundaries. And one thing I've learned from a video that I watched, like she was saying that in your stillness, you're able to even know when to express yourself, when to hold back, how to express yourself, right? Is it even worth expressing yourself? Sometimes we just be on go. We're so reactive. I used to be very reactive when I was like between the ages of 16 and probably like 20, 21. I was very reactive. I wasn't even listening. I was just ready to respond because I wasn't still. My spirit wasn't still. It was on defense mode and offense mode. And being still allows you to just observe and digest people for who they are. So this person who carries such a negative spirit has been around you, and you never knew that because you were always reactive. You're always reactive. You're always responding. You're always giving in. And now that you're still, you're like, why did I ever have you around me?
That's like if you're in a relationship with someone and all those red flags just,
they're green.
But after y'all end things and you say you stumble upon a text message and you're like, yo, like, why not let this person talk to me this way? You know?
It was coming. Like,
I'm sorry, guys. I apologize.
We're transforming still.
You like, yo, like, I'm sorry.
No, seriously. But that's how it is, though. Why would I let you come into my life and cause chaos? So you probably were still. You were still.
Oh yeah, very still.
And then this storm comes into your life, and now you're just a chaotic person. You're acting out of character. You're acting out of this world. People are like, yo, Naya, like, what's good with you? Why are you moving like that?
That's crazy.
That's not how you are.
I know it's not.
Oh,
It's
guys.
tough.
Sometimes you gotta let people do them.
Seriously.
Please let people do them. Please let them act the way they want to act. Talk the way they want to talk. Don't give into it. Be still.
Don't ever let someone show you who they are more than once.
Ooh.
Believe it the first time.
Ooh.
Trust me. It will do you good. Believe it.
Ooh.
Don't try to fix them. Believe it.
Believe it.
Because you can't fix them. Only God can. That's all I'll say on that.
That was good.
Yeah.
And in our stillness, in our quietness, we have a place for the Holy Spirit to reside. How do you try to catch up to a car that's always moving? Like when you're in the parking lot, your car is parked there. If your car is moving, you can never sit in the car.
Yeah.
It's on go. The Holy Spirit has no place to reside if you're always on go in chaos, in the mix. You can't hear anything. He cannot reside in a chaotic place. And our quotation for this podcast is based on 1 Kings chapter 19, verse 11 to 12. And this is when Elijah, he was surrounded by fire and earthquake. And because of his atmosphere, he didn't allow it to consume him. Don't allow the chaos around you to consume you, else you will miss the voice of God in that chaos. Kind of like when you're in a toxic relationship or a toxic friendship. You're so consumed by that person's toxicity that you're missing God saying, hey, this is your chance to get out. You can't hear it. Your attention is on this chaos. Elijah didn't allow the earthquake and the fire to consume him. That's how he heard the whisper of God.
Wow.
Trying to eat that up, I'm not gonna lie.
So basically, like, even though there is chaos, don't become the chaos. Don't become it.
That's what's up. Don't become the chaos. Don't add to it. If someone is like, if you allow someone to be chaotic, like, and you watch them, they're gonna feel stupid.
Let them be that.
Let them be that.
You don't want no parts of that.
What? Especially, and those type of people come around when you are walking in your quietness and you're in your stillness. They come to cause a whirlwind in your life because of your. They see your peace. They're coming on assignment to disturb it.
To destroy.
To destroy.
And the devil knows it. You know why? Because you ever be in a situation you be like, you know, you really could have just left me alone.
Ooh,
We didn't have to do this. Like, you really could have just left me alone.
you really could have just.
You hate me that much.
Ooh.
You want to dismantle me.
Oh my gosh. You hated me that
much that you wanted to cause chaos. Thanks.
Did you hate me that much?
Yeah, they did. Like, I came to that realization that somebody hated me, like, literally. Like, they had to have hated me. There's no way that person liked me. No way.
Mind you, they're telling you I love you
Yo.
every night. Nah, like, you really just hated the stillness I was in.
They hated your spirit, bro.
Oh, wow. You see, like, what does it say in the Bible? There's no rest for the wicked. Like, they're never at rest.
Never. Trust me, they're not. They will remain wicked.
They're never at rest. And if that person's around you, you will never be at rest. I'm speaking from experience. No shade. But I've dealt with somebody, like, in my life that was so destructive to himself that it was destructive to me. That I felt myself mentally breaking down because of how destructive the person was.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So you have to know how to just take out those scissors and cut it off. And like we said before, don't explain how you feel. Sometimes just because sometimes you will know who you're arguing with or who you're about to argue with, who you're about to communicate with, and those conversations aren't even worth it. Just say, you know what, God bless, and keep it pushing.
And if they really respect you and love you, they will respect that boundary. They won't keep pushing. It's the ones that the devil sent, they will keep pushing and pushing. I'm telling you guys, I'm trying to warn y'all. Whatever.
The devil sent that will keep pushing you and like painting this picture of like, no, like we're fine, like where are you going?
You ever tell someone no and they're like, come on, please?
That's toxic.
Yo, hated me.
Hated you. They hated you. They won't let you be. They won't let you just be. And that's what I want right now. I just want to be.
I just want to be. Bro.
I just want to be. And anything that I feel like is causing chaos in my life, I know.
Gotta be removed.
Gotta be
or
removed.
There needs to be a halt.
Halt.
That's it.
Distance. Arm length. 6 feet. Like, put it there for your own peace of mind. And don't worry about how that person's gonna feel. That's something that I used to do. I used to be so like upset if I would make the person upset. That's so manipulative of the person because they know you're someone who carries like your feelings on your sleeve. Like they know that you low key be people pleasing, and so they will make you feel bad for putting up a boundary, for being still, for trying to listen to God, get right with God.
It's not right.
Come on.
And it doesn't necessarily mean you don't like this person or you hate them.
No.
Like, this is supposed to be healthy. It's called healthy boundaries, guys. Everybody needs them. Even God set a boundary with humans.
But God was still there. So you can love somebody from a distance.
He just didn't speak, but he was there.
You can care about someone from a distance. You can still check on them from a distance. You still care. You're a human being.
Yeah.
You just have to put your mental health first. You need stillness. Stillness is so important. especially like if we, okay, let's get out of this topic. Like let's talk about real life. Like after a long week, you're gonna go to chaos. You're gonna meet chaos.
You need rest.
You need rest, and you find that rest in God. You find peace in God, in His Word, in His sermons, like in His songs, worship songs. You find that rest there.
Yeah. You'll never find that in people. It's just impossible.
You never will. You'll find yourself fighting against yourself with these people who are tarnishing who you are. And that's what my teachers were seeing, or other people were seeing. Like, Lenise, you're acting this way when you're really this way. This is really who I am at 25. Like, this is me. This is who I was supposed to be in middle school and high school, but because of that rejection that I would get for being myself, I joined the chaos.
I think, like, for me, like, I'm still with people, right, in general. But in my past, I was never still with, like, romantic partners, right? Like, ever. Now, like, yeah. Try that if you want. Like, I'm not with that. Like, you live and you learn, and I've learned. And when it comes to romantic partners, I'm very still. Very, very still, so.
Very still. Like, when it comes to that, you need to, and if you follow me on Instagram, like, I posted my Headspace diaries, like, you have to close the door on something that you know is impacting you, that's not good for you. Have the conversation, have that last statement that closes that door, especially in romantic situations. That's the boundary. That is the boundary. That is the stillness and the quiet and the peace you're going to receive if you put in that work for yourself. No one else is going to do it for you. Only you can do it for you. Only you can cultivate peace for yourself.
Control the things you can control. And one thing you can control is your actions. You can control what you do, what you say, how you act. You can control that.
It's so easy. It's so easy to go head to head with somebody that's trying to go head to head with you. It's easy. We know that. But give them silence and watch them just scurry away because you're not fighting back. And it's not you being weak. That's one thing that I think I was struggling with. Like, I thought, like, not speaking up meant it was causing more of a deeper rooted issue. Nah, not speaking up is just you closing the case. It's you closing the door. It's you just moving on. Like, I'm good on this side. Like, you're still going, but I'm good. For my mental health, I'm gonna just do.
And that's respect. Like, I will always respect somebody for taking time to their self. That's why I even told Lenise, like, I respect you for taking time to yourself.
She tells me that.
Everybody deserves that. You need time to yourself. You have to.
You need to break from this world that's moving 50 billion miles per hour. You're on the go Monday through Friday. And sometimes people want you to be available and you can't be that. And I can't really get into romantic relationships because I'm not there. And I don't know how I'm going to balance that right now. That's why I'm not in one. I don't know how to be available and want me time because I'm preferring me over being available to somebody else. I think once I have that mental space to take on someone else, then I'll be there. But right now, it's just me, myself, and I, and God. And you can't always be available. You need peace and you need stillness. You do.
Unavailability is the new availability for you.
Where do you get that from?
It just came to me. But I got a question for you.
What's up?
So what would you say to our listeners or anybody out there that is afraid of being still? How do they go about that? Because there are people that are afraid to even just sit with themselves. Think about it.
Because I'm using my experience to talk about this and be able to get here, I guess I can say how I got there. It's gonna sound like it was day and night, but a lot of things were happening at the same time. And one thing my therapist told me was that I'm struggling with finding stillness in one relationship versus the other because it's intertwining with each other. Okay. So I was able to shut the door and find stillness and sit with myself with one situation, but I was struggling to do that with the other situation because I was putting other people before me. And she said that's why I'm struggling. Why was I able to do it here and not there? You have to apply what you did there into there. And it sounds so like, well, it's not that easy, but it really is. You were able to do it here. Why can't you do it there? And once I found myself doing it there, I was like, shoot, I could do this anytime and any day. But it was hard. It was hard, but the peace is priceless.
I like that. I think too, like, I think if people are afraid of being still, I think there's a deeper issue as to why you cannot just sit with your own thoughts or being still in the presence of God. And I think, I don't know if that stems from trauma or always feeling alone, that you can't even be alone. Because being still is essentially being alone, right? Obviously there's God, He's going to be there wherever you are, but when you're still, it's just you. Like, there's nobody else. Like, it's all about you. And so I think when people are afraid of that, like, because there are people that they can't even be alone in their room, like they have to be around people all the time. I think there's a deeper root, there's an issue. Like, I learned that there's a such thing as symptom and cause, right? So a symptom stems from a cause, right? But we find ourselves praying for the symptom instead of praying for the cause. Praying to fix the symptom. No, this symptom came from something bigger. And you're not praying about the bigger thing. But in order to figure out what that deep-rooted cause is, you gotta be still. You have to.
Yeah. That's it, and I think that's what people are running away from. Yeah. Because they don't want to get to the root cause. They want to keep going. But the more you keep suppressing it, the more it's damaging you and damaging the relationships you're trying to maintain. And I guess I struggled to be alone for a while, meaning like I kept going back to the same person who kept hurting me and hurting me and hurting me. Also, like going through what I went through in middle school and high school with specific friend groups, like that isolation did not feel good. No one wants to be isolated. But I learned the beauty in solitude, you know, and standing alone and being alone. I think isolation has more of negative connotations on it than solitude. Solitude is just you being in this space. Yeah. Isolation is you withdrawing, disconnecting from everything around you. So I was afraid to do that because I was afraid of reverting back to who I know I am. Feeling like I won't be accepted, like how I wasn't accepted in middle school and high school.
I think too, the reason why you couldn't be your full self around certain people is because you didn't feel safe. There wasn't a safety net. Whereas with our group, like I can speak for all of us, I think we all feel safe around each other.
Yes.
To express who we really are.
And be who we are.
Yeah.
And just be. I don't feel like I have to wear different hats when I'm with Naila, Lizzie, or Nana. Like, I believe that I am being who I am. I'm sure you can testify that I'm not switching up how I used to. Yeah. So I think that the area I struggle with the most, which we'll get into later on, is definitely in romantic relationships. There's just certain things that I need to work on speaking up about prior to it even going that far, because I think when it comes to loving a partner, like, you tolerate more. Those red flags are a bit pink and they're going over your head because of this person. And I'm working on it. We're working on it.
We are working on it. It's not easy.
That for another time. But yeah, so that's why we love that quotation from First Kings, because Elijah could have been consumed by the fire and consumed by the earthquake and be like, oh my God, like I'm about to die. Like I'm really, everything's about to be over for me. But God was in the peace and the quiet. He was the whisper in the chaos.
Yes.
Beautiful.
Very poetic.
So poetic. It's beautiful, because I think we expect God to be this, you know, well, he's described as a mighty terrible one, so you expect him to have like this amplified voice and he's roaring. Like the guy from Lion King.
Mufasa.
Yeah.
R.I.P. bro.
R.I.P. Like you would think that's what God sounds like, but
Or even like Zeus and Hercules.
yeah,
Like someone like that.
yeah, but it's a whisper, because you're supposed to feel peace when God is speaking to you. It is the devil that's the author of confusion and causes fear and causes doubt and shame and guilt. God would never allow you to feel those expressions when he's speaking to you.
Yeah.
So yeah, guys, work on being still.
Yes.
The more well, I guess she's already there, and she helps me be still. So I guess we can drop tips on that,
Yeah.
especially from Naila, because she is that, and Lizzie one day when she decides to come onto the boat.
Yeah. She'll be on here soon, and we can share our experiences. You know, because me and Lizzie, we like two peas in a pod, bro.
They
We're
love
like for life.
for lifers.
But yeah, like practice being still, practice stillness. Like Lenny said, we'll be dropping some tips. We'll probably drop some tips on social media. We could do that. And
Probably on like my Headspace Diaries.
yeah, so stay tuned for that. And I hope you guys just take our tips. And if you guys have any tips either, like just put it in the comments, guys. Like,
Yep.
you know, this is an open community, so we're open to hearing you guys' thoughts and stuff.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thanks,